Hello YouTube friends, and welcome to the last homely garden. It's July and it's been a wonderfully wet and sunny month. We've had some fantastically large thunderstorms and downpours. It's been really rather amazing watching the rain bouncing off the pond here. But then there's been some really hot days as well, which has kind of meant there's a lot of watering to be done in the polytunnel. I haven't got much in the polytunnel this year. Some cucumbers and parsley and a few bits and pieces. But today, it's actually Sunday when I'm filming this for you. And the summer holidays, the school summer holidays have just started, which means that my little 6-year-old granddaughter is on holiday from school and she'll be coming here sometimes. And the other two cousins, 2 years old and 3 years old, they'll be coming here as well. So it's a big garden, you know that. I have some help in the garden, and yesterday the girls came to help me and they said, "What do you want us to do today, Kate?" And I said, "I want you to imagine you're 2 years old and you're wandering around this garden, and everywhere there's a nettle or a thistle that you're going to bump into. If we could trim those back. I mean, we can't get rid of all of them, and I wouldn't want to, because the thistles, there's a lot of thistles around the pond. And when they set seed, the little goldfinches and other little tiny birds like to come and eat them. And it's just absolutely wonderful to sit here in the cabin and look across to the thistles that are all in seed heads. I mean, it means that there'll be millions more thistles next year. But then that's the cycle of life, isn't it? I just love watching the birds. But yesterday they came and they cut down a lot of the nettles that are overhanging the paths and cut back a load of stuff, and they did loads of other things as well. I can't do this garden by myself, and so Aunt came and cut the grass for me, which I'm always grateful for. He never asks me now, he just says, "Your grass needs cutting, Kate," and he just comes round and cuts it for me. He's really sweet. So the garden's looking a little bit tidier, because July's kind of one of those months of June's spectacular, and all the flowers are coming and all the beautiful colour and all the variety. But then July, it's kind of here in the northeast. I'm talking about Northumberland here. I'm a lot further north than some gardens in the south, and things are starting to look a little bit unruly and a little bit overgrown. These are beautiful, aren't they? Aren't they lovely? I picked those yesterday, and I like to put sweet peas in the cabin, because then it's a really small room, so then when I open the door, the scent has just filled the whole cabin overnight. So those are my beautiful sweet peas. There aren't many. I haven't got many left this year, and that's the thing really. I don't think I've got much of anything except for weeds. I have a lot of weeds. But I think I've talked about weeds before many times, haven't I? That a weed is just a plant in a place where you don't want it. And so some of those weeds are absolutely fantastic. And the green is my favourite colour after pink. And so the green at the moment is just, it's mind-blowing. It really is. Now, I want to show you Willow. That's what I've called the goose that I've got beside the pond here. Aunt moved her into place last month, in last month's video. And I want to tell you a bit about, since Eileen the goose went to Brad's, the differences that there are around here. I mean, first of all, the pond is clean. Apart from the big torrential rains that have cleared out the pond, Aunt's got a pipe, an alkathene pipe coming from the main dam, and that comes down and we turn that on, and that kind of flushes pond water through, lake water through to the pond. But what I've never noticed before, because I've had a goose eating it all the time, is this proliferation of weed, pond weed. Now it looks very beautiful at the moment, but it's threatening to take over the whole pond. So I was talking to the girls yesterday, and we'll just get a rake and rake some of it out if it starts to look like being too much of a thug. The water lilies though are beautiful, and what I'm loving about, because I spend a lot of time sitting down in the cabin, I've got lots of different craft activities that I like to do here. And I can see the water lilies out of the window, and I can see all the birds as well. It's really nice. But what I'm noticing is that the water lilies are almost like a weather vane, because if it's not quite hot enough, they'll stay closed, and they're closed now. But when it just gets a tiny bit warmer, out they come. And this year they're absolutely marvellous. They're sensational. Now, what I'm doing today then, in preparation for family visiting, I've been clearing out the area in the pavilion where we do our cooking. We've got a pizza oven there and the little brick oven there as well. And I've been clearing all of that out and putting some more wood there for if people come and we want to have a little bit of a fire. I've got some charcoal as well, so we can do a kind of barbecuing thing, but we've also got a pizza oven. But another of the things that I want to do today, I want to collect some flower petals and some flower heads. I've made a start in here now. I'm going to go around and collect a lot more. Because recently I went with some friends to Dumfries to a papermaking workshop. Old Mill Arts they're called. So the paper I made, I absolutely love it. It's got marigold petals in this one and some little bits of pressed flowers and ferns in this one. And then some flowers that the teacher gave us, that's a hollyhock on the indigo paper. And then these are just little grass seeds. And so I want to make some paper with Agnes when she comes to visit. I think she'd really enjoy it. Now, I have made paper before, years ago, and it was lovely to do this workshop to remind myself just how lovely it is to make paper. And I made this little, I made these tiny pieces of paper, and I made this concertina book with all these handmade papers and lots of beautiful flowers in there. Now this one is the one that I made in the workshop, but I'm wondering if Agnes might like to make one with me. So what I've got here in the cabin today, I've got my little basket and secateurs, and what I'd like to do is wander around the garden and pick some more suitable things to press. And then I've got my big heavy book here and some paper, and I'm going to press some flowers and seed heads and various bits and pieces ready for when, if Agnes wants to make paper with me, ready for then. So I'm going to go around the garden now and find some suitable pressing subjects. So I'm going to sit here now and make a start on making the pulp for the paper making. You can use loads of different things to make paper pulp. I like to use envelopes. And so I asked my friend who works in an office, and she collected all of these together for me. And what I'm going to do now then is just sit quietly here in the sunshine and rip these up and put them. I've got a bucket full of hot water at my feet here. And I've got some scissors because when I get to one that's got a window in, I'll cut that out because we don't want the window, the glue around the outside of the window, or the cellophane in the window. Now, some of them have got bits of printing on. I don't mind that. But if it had a lot of printing, I wouldn't put a lot of printed stuff in my bucket because I quite like this paper to be quite white. But the genius thing about making it with envelopes, every envelope has got its own pattern on the inside. This lovely blue and white pattern, and they're all different. So I spent an hour or two ripping up these papers and soaking them in water. It's a lovely mindless task. I love doing tasks like this in preparation for making the paper pulp. So the paper has been soaking all afternoon. I actually put some kettle of boiling water in there just because that speeds it up a little bit. And I'm going to use this. I hardly ever use my, what's this called? My Magimix. Because it does such a large amount of stuff, and I usually just need a small amount. But I'm going to whiz a small amount of what I've prepared here and give it a try and see how we get on. And then I'm going to get ready to teach this to Agnes when she comes in the summer holidays. Now you can see the blue from the envelopes quite clearly. I like that. Hands over your ears now, it's going to be loud. Okay, that's fantastic. I forgot that I haven't got the thing in the top. It didn't make too much mess. That is wonderful. Yeah, I can hear my mum saying to me, "Why are you so messy?" I love making paper outside because I can make all the mess outside. So I'm just putting some more water into the pulp and mix it round so that all that pulp gets in suspension. And then dip in the frame, the mould and decal like that, dip it into the pulp and gently pull it out. And then it's rather remarkable, but that sticks to the frame beautifully. Put it onto the cloth. I use just ordinary cleaning cloth, J cloths. They're very straightforward to use. Wipe up some of the water. And then I'm making 2 at a time on this cloth here. And with this one, I think I'm going to put some lavender petals. You can put all sorts in. Seeds and petals and leaves, all the things I pressed in the cabin. I'll be using those soon. And so then a big heavy brick or 2 on top and leave it overnight. Well, it's the next day now, and I had all of these pages pressing underneath a heavy weight all night long. And then this morning, because it's such a beautiful day, I've taken each of the pages, the cloths, and laid them out in the sunshine. And here they all are now. And so let's see what they look like. They just peel off the paper really quite easily. They're very dry now. And they peel off just like that. And I know some of these have got flowers in or seeds or whatever. Oh, that one's pretty. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? That's the lavender one. That's a plain one. Let's undo all of them, shall we? Well, I'm really pleased with those early experiments into these papers. So I hope you've enjoyed this garden video. It's a fantastic July here. Really something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time. And so if you have enjoyed it, remember to put your notifications on when you subscribe, because that way you won't miss when I post to the garden channel. I don't post to a regular schedule here, just when I've got something that I want to film and want to talk about, like today. Over on the Last Homely House channel, there's a video every 2 weeks on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock British Summer Time. I like that one. That was a weed, in fact, that I pulled out somewhere. What are weeds after all? So yeah, remember to give me a thumbs up and all of that great engagement, because YouTube really does like it when you do that, and it just recommends this video to more people who might like it. So thanks for doing that. Leave me a comment if you ever made paper. Do you think you might try making paper now that you've seen that it's really not hard? It's just time consuming, and it is very nice to do it when you've got good weather. So thank you. I'll see you again next time. Take care and enjoy your garden.